You walk into a room and several people look up. Nobody is angry. Nobody is trying to embarrass you. But suddenly, you do not know what to do with your hands. You do not know where to look. Even your face stops feeling natural. A second ago, you were just being yourself. Now you are thinking about every small movement you make. And one thought appears, please stop looking at me. Why does being noticed suddenly make you stop feeling like yourself? You probably know the feeling. Someone says your name while you are sitting with a group. A conversation at the dinner table suddenly turns toward you. A teacher asks you to speak. A coworker says, tell them what you told me. A relative asks you a personal question and everyone else suddenly goes quiet. Before you have even had 1 second to prepare, the whole room is waiting for you. This does not mean you are rude. It does not mean you dislike people. It may not mean what people think it means at all. First, let us look at what actually happens in your body during that moment. Before the attention turns towards you, you are completely fine. You know how to sit. You know how to hold your coffee cup. You know how to leave your face in a natural expression without thinking about it. You are not checking any of those things. They are simply happening on their own. But the moment several people look at you, all of that begins to feel slightly wrong. You become aware of your hands. Should you put them in your pockets? Should you leave them on the table? Should you hold them together in front of you? A minute ago, you were not thinking about any of this. Now, none of the choices feel natural. This does not mean you are rude. It does not mean you dislike people. It may not mean what people think it means at all. First, let us look at what actually happens in your body during that moment. Before the attention turns towards you, you are completely fine. You know how to sit, you know how to hold your coffee cup, you know how to leave your face in a natural expression without thinking about it. You are not checking any of those things. They are simply happening on their own. But the moment several people look at you, all of that begins to feel slightly wrong. You become aware of your hands. Should you put them in your pockets? Should you leave them on the table? Should you hold them together in front of you? A minute ago, you were not thinking about any of this. Now none of the choices feel natural. You notice your posture. You start wondering whether you are sitting strangely. You become aware of your smile. Is it too much? Is it not enough? Does it look real? When you speak, you hear your own voice differently, too loud or too quiet. You are not sure. It is almost as if your body forgets how to be a body the moment someone looks at it. And the harder you try to act normal, the less natural everything feels. You are no longer fully living inside the moment. It feels as if you have stepped outside of it. Now you are watching yourself from somewhere above, judging every movement while it is happening. You stop noticing the room. You start noticing yourself. And the person who knew exactly how to act a few seconds ago suddenly does not know what to do. This can happen almost anywhere. At a family dinner, someone asks how your life is going, and suddenly everyone at the table is listening to your answer. During a group photo, someone asks you to stand in the middle, and you do not know what to do with your face. A friend says, you have to tell this story, and turns the whole group towards you. You walk into a place and realize that people were talking about you just before you arrived. It can also happen when someone praises you in front of other people. They may be completely sincere, kind, and well intentioned, but you still cannot fully take the compliment in. Now, you have to react in front of everyone, and the people around you are watching to see how you respond. None of these situations are dangerous. Most of the people around you are being perfectly kind, but kind attention and comfortable attention are not always the same thing. One reason may be that when people look at you, it can feel as though they are waiting for something, not in a demanding way. There is simply a question in the air. How is this person going to react? What are they going to say? What expression will appear on their face? Even if nobody asks those questions out loud, you can still feel them, and you are expected to answer immediately. You do not get time to be alone with the feeling first. You have to react while the moment is still happening and everyone is still looking at you. And it feels as if you need to give the right reaction. So the reaction that comes out may not feel natural. You give whatever reaction you are able to give in that moment, and it may not completely match what you are actually feeling inside. A real feeling becomes harder to experience when you also have to show it at the same time. There is another part that people do not talk about very often. You did not choose that moment. You did not decide when everyone would notice you. Someone else announced something. Someone else gave the compliment. Someone else asked the question. Someone else turned the whole room toward you. And now, without any warning and with nowhere to step away, you are the person who has to carry all of that attention. The entire moment is suddenly about you, but you had no choice about when it began. That loss of control is one reason the moment can feel uncomfortable, even when nothing bad is happening. Then later, sometimes much later, the moment returns. You are somewhere quiet. Maybe you are lying in bed. Maybe you are walking somewhere alone, and you begin thinking about it again. Was my smile strange? Did I seem ungrateful? Did I freeze for too long? Did anyone notice that I did not know what to say? You replay the small details again and again. You try to find the exact moment when you did something wrong. The attention ended hours ago, but part of you is still standing in the middle of that moment, trying to understand whether you handled it correctly. Here's the part that is really important to understand. There is a real difference between wanting people to care about you and wanting everyone to look at you at the same time. A person may want to feel valued. They may want to know that what they do matters. They may want to feel appreciated and noticed. All of those things are real and human, but none of them mean that the person wants to receive that attention in front of a group at a moment they did not choose while being expected to react immediately. Some people feel appreciation more easily when it arrives quietly, a private message after the meeting instead of public praise during it, a conversation between two people instead of an announcement to the whole room, one person saying, "I noticed what you did," without turning it into a moment everyone has to watch. That is not the same as rejecting love or pushing people away. It is simply a different way of taking something in. Public attention does not stop being kind just because it is difficult to receive. But if it is difficult to receive, then it is still difficult. And that is worth saying. So if your body has ever become tense when everyone in a room turned toward you, or if you have gone home and replayed a moment where people were kind but you still felt uncomfortable, that is not a flaw. It is not ingratitude. It does not mean something is wrong with the way you connect with people. Maybe you simply feel your emotions more easily when you are not also expected to show them in front of an audience. Some people do not struggle with being seen. They struggle when being seen turns into being watched, when everyone becomes quiet and waits for them to become the right version of themselves on the spot. And if that is how you feel, it does not make you strange. It only means that some feelings need a little space before they can become visible. You are not broken for needing that space. You are human.